Greetings and welcome to another episode of The Clinic with Candace Richardson. Today, our topic is going to be about sexual abuse and how to overcome it. I have a special guest today that is here to tell her story, to be transparent, to give hope to those who may be in similar situations. Today, I introduce Miss Ashley Mack. Good morning, Ashley.
Good
How are you
morning. Good morning. I
today?
am great, beautiful. How are
I'm
you?
doing great, Ashley. Thank you
Okay,
so much
okay.
for
Absolutely.
coming
Yes.
and for being so willing, Ashley, to just be transparent,
Yeah,
tell your story, talk to us, help someone out there, Ashley. Okay.
absolutely.
Okay.
Okay,
All right,
okay,
girl. Here we
okay.
go. And before I get started, I do want to tell you this, Ashley. I believe in you. Okay. It wasn't your fault. And lastly, you are not alone. That's how I'm going to open it up because those are my feelings, and I feel like that you need to hear that. Okay? So I'm with you every step of the way as we go through this, as we navigate through this segment. I'm here with you, okay?
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
girl, let's see. So, how would you say you identify? Would you say you are a survivor? Would you say you are a victim? Or would you say you're both?
I would have to say both. I
Okay.
definitely would have to say both.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about that.
Whew, okay. I feel as though me,
Mhm.
I survived things that Ashley could not have survived, on her own,
Mm.
but God. And man, like I already feel the waterworks coming, but either
It's
way, it's
okay.
somebody out here,
Yeah,
somebody out there that needs to hear it.
that's right.
I'll just go straight into it. I can remember I'm from Atlanta, Texas,
Okay.
as we know. We lived in Atlanta. I remember I was 8 years old at this time.
Mhm.
I was 8 years old. Me and my middle sister, I'm not gonna bring her into it too much, but I'm
That's
gonna
right.
tell you when I very first noticed, hey, something's not right.
Mhm.
Me and my sister, we were sleeping. I was always scared of the dark, so she was sleeping in the front. That way, if somebody was to come in, they would get to her first and not me. I
Right.
slept closest to the wall, and we had the old school air conditioning unit
I
right
remember
there,
those.
right beside me, to where you really couldn't get over there.
Mhm.
I felt a whole lot of, something at this time. I'm 8 years old now, opposed to now I'm 29.
Mhm.
I felt touching and rubbing and everything, you name it, all below my waist.
At 8 years
8
old.
years old. I was 8 years old. And
Well, let me ask you this before we go any further. And we don't do names. So, was it a family member, a
yes,
or a close friend of the family?
it was a family member.
Okay.
Of
Okay.
course, she said we're not gonna drop any names. It was
Right.
my stepdad at the time.
Okay.
And yeah,
Okay. All right. And so, did this happen more than once?
from the ages of 8 to 11.
Mm.
Yeah,
And did you hide this from your mom?
I did. I definitely did because my dad he's never been around like my whole
Yeah.
entire life. When I met this man at the age of 5,
Mhm.
I automatically fell in love with him because every little girl, that whole
That's
girl
right.
dad, absolutely.
That's right.
He was great. He
Mhm.
was amazing to us, but when that started happening, I had never experienced nothing like that before. So I'm like, "Whoa, wait a minute." Like it took me back and I'm just like, I don't know, maybe I was dreaming,
Right. Right.
but it became every other day and it went from every other day to every single night.
Mm.
So I knew, I'm like, "No, I'm not dreaming."
Right.
And I'll go back to that night in particular when I felt all the touching from my private area to my legs, even my toes, literally.
Mm.
I jumped up, and when something really, like, affected me in a good way or bad way, I can remember the date, the time,
That's right.
everything. The exact words, I jumped
Traumatic
up.
events.
I said, "What are you doing?" Like, I kinda screamed it to the point
Mhm.
to where my middle sister, not my oldest, my middle sister my
That's
middle
okay.
sister got up. She said, "Are you okay?" His exact words, I kid you not. Do you know where the hair grease is? The Blue Magic. You know, we all you
Yeah.
those were his exact words.
Son of a
I
bitch.
will never I will never forget that, and that was the first time
Mhm.
that happened to me.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
hold on.
No, no, no. It's okay to cry, Ashley. It's okay to cry. Yeah, that's a part of healing. Because see, Ashley, I know you. And I know that you have held things in for so long. And it's time to free yourself. So if you need to cry, you cry. L- So
And years ago before cause you can only go so long without
that's
dealing
right.
with something like that.
That's right.
And just like a sickness, when like you have to take care of yourself, not just physically, mentally, that is so important. If you don't take care of yourself, like eventually you're gonna go down.
That's right.
And I went so long trying to, force myself, like, no, that didn't happen, trying to forget about it.
Mhm.
But it happened.
Right. Okay. So let's fast forward to you talking to your mom. How did that come about? What happened to make you say, it's time for me to let this be known? Or is that how it happened?
It had got so bad. Everybody's dad was around. I was the
Okay.
only person. Like, my mom, she was working, she was in and out of town. So I spent a lot of time with this man by myself.
Mhm.
So at this time, I know, like, hey, what you're doing is not right.
Right.
I didn't have my dad to call. I didn't have nobody to go
Mhm.
to. So, I never forget it. It was I don't know, I can't recall like which year,
Mhm.
but it was January and I was 11 years old.
Mhm.
We moved up here right before I was 12. Everything just unfolded. The night before it had got so bad to the point to where I'm like, no, stop, leave me alone, whatever that I'm saying at the age of 11.
Right.
Oh, you better not tell your mom, this and that and the third. You're trying to make me feel bad as a 50
Mhm.
plus year old man, and you know that you're in the wrong.
Mhm.
I was so scared that night, and I was like, I don't know what could happen.
Right.
I when nighttime would come, I never enjoyed it as a kid.
Of course.
I
Because you knew
remember,
what was coming.
yes, yes, and I was so afraid of that, and nobody knew. I remember I was sitting in the room. He was across the street at his friend's house. We lived across. We had a railroad separating us, so he was
Mhm.
across the railroad tracks at his friend's house. My mom was in her room. I got a sheet of notebook paper out my school backpack, and I specifically wrote on it, "Somebody has been touching me." The house we lived in, the walls were thin. I slid it under my mama's door. Right after that, she opened the door so hard that the knob went through the wall.
Mm.
She came running in there. Who did it? Who did it? Who did it? You tell me right now. Was it your brother? Was it your stepbrother?
Mhm.
And
And
I looked her in her eyes.
right.
I didn't blink. Just like how I'm looking at you, I
Mhm.
said, no, it was him.
Mhm.
And her face, it's like she literally seen a ghost.
Mhm.
It was no movement. She didn't blink. It didn't even look like like she was even breathing. It looked like she had just kind of like came out of her body a bit.
Right.
Like she was just in such disbelief.
Mhm. Mhm.
She went in the kitchen. She got her skillet.
Mhm.
She ran across the street
Mhm.
immediately.
I hope she beat
I
his head in.
Oh no. He took, I didn't do this. I didn't do that. I running.
Mm.
We lived across the street. Um, well, the police station, it was down a little bit,
Mhm.
but all the chaos and confusion, of course, eventually they wind up being called.
Right.
Once, that had died down, at that point, I mean, they didn't have any proof. It was literally just what I was saying against what he was saying.
Exactly.
And they were like, oh, you know how sometimes they kind of question you, did he do anything to upset you? You sure you're not,
Right.
just kind of having a fit? Sometimes kids don't get their way. And
Mhm.
I'm like, what? I know that's how some kids do, but that's not me.
Right.
I know what's been happening.
Yeah. So when
We
you finally, after these years of being abused, you finally decide to tell your mom and you open up, and then you have adults who are in leadership positions question.
Yes, absolutely.
How did that make you feel, Ashley?
I felt really, really defeated, and I didn't feel like my dad already wasn't around.
Right.
My siblings were older than me. They're out doing their own thing. And I didn't feel like I had nobody
Right.
because it's like everybody's like, hey, are you sure that's what happened?
Right.
Me, when it comes to my two, you know I don't plan behind my kids. It's
Yes.
no questions. All it's gonna be, oh, you didn't. Oops.
Yes.
It's too late.
Right.
My story has stayed the same from when I opened up my mouth about it at 11 years old and
Mhm.
now as a 29-year-old woman, come 30 next month.
Yeah.
It stayed the same.
That's right.
Fast forward, I remember me and my son's dad. We were sitting at Starbucks
Mhm.
on State Line. He was in the man was in jail at this time,
Mhm.
and I wrote him when he was in jail, and I said, I just want to as a kid. This was in 2014. I remember that.
Right.
This was April of 2014. I'm 18 at this time. Nope. Yes, I had just turned 18 at this time, and me as an 18-year-old, when I met you, you were already 50 plus years old.
Mhm.
So however old you are at this time, I had enough sense to write you while you are in prison and tell you, hey, I'm just letting you know I forgive you. I love you. You don't have to apologize to me because everybody's not going to be sorry even when they know that they have wronged you.
Mhm.
No.
So that's powerful, whether or not you know it or not. You being able to write him, the man that abused you, and you told him that you forgive him. How did you come to that point, Ashley?
I've always been different. Growing up, I have one uncle who's a pastor. I had a cousin who was a pastor. So, I grew up in the church.
Mhm.
And it was to the point to where one church we went to, the pastor literally had me as 12, 13 years old, opening us up with prayer,
Right.
closing out his prayer. And I've had multiple pastors tell me, like, hey, you are anointed. I always
Mhm.
knew that I was different. I'm not saying I'm better than anybody,
Right.
but when God has set you apart from other people, like
That's
that's just what he's done.
Mhm.
No, and
Mhm.
I've always been very serious about praying and getting my time in with God. I've always done that.
Mhm.
And something just came on my heart and I said, I don't need to forgive him for him because he's not sorry. Still to this day, you have not admitted that you did
Mhm.
that.
You
I
did it
had
for
to forgive him.
yourself.
Yes, for me.
Mhm.
I had to forgive him for me. I had
Okay.
to.
Okay. And did he ever respond?
No, he never did. He never
Mhm.
said anything. But that's the thing. I was never looking for a response.
Right.
I was never looking for, hey, I'm sorry, or you're right, or I was wrong. I was never looking for that.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, you did what you did, and no, it's not cool. But at that time, I didn't understand it. But now I'm just like, God, thank you for taking me through that because it taught me
Exactly.
some valuable lessons in life.
Yeah. I'm a firm believer that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. You know what I mean? No, I'm not making any type of excuses for him because he was totally wrong. He was wrong. And the way I feel about people like that, girl, I could literally cut their throats and watch them die and then spit on their body. Because to take your innocence away, a man who was placed there to be in a position of a provider, of a father, of someone to trust, someone that you could trust, and he took all that away from you. So yeah, I have no remorse when I say that. I mean exactly what I said, Ashley. Yeah, if I could get my hands on him now, honey, the throat would be slashed. Do you hear me? So, your mother, how did she handle that? I know that she was upset when you placed the note under the door and she grabbed the skillet, going to get him, but how did she deal with it? Did you go to counseling?
Absolutely. My middle sister, actually, she never said nothing that day. I say maybe a month or so, maybe I'm not sure because it's been. I mean, I was 11 at that time,
Right.
but she actually went to school and she told the counselor. Oh,
Mm.
they immediately notified Child Protective Services. So we were going to meetings with them. They at one point was actually trying to take us from our mom because they felt as though like, hey,
Right.
that's not a safe environment for them to be in if this is what's going on. And excuse me. So My mom was very like, she was very, very hurt by that, and I
Mhm.
felt like she really didn't wanna believe that he would do that.
Right.
You don't wanna think that somebody that you have chosen to come into you and your child's life, and he's supposed to be like a father figure and, lead them in the direction of which they should go, is taking advantage
Mhm.
of your baby. You don't wanna think that.
Right. I often say to a lot of women, be careful who you bring around your children because some of them are not there for you. They're there for your children, you know?
Absolutely.
And you don't always know. You don't always know,
Mhm.
but there are always signs.
Yes.
Over a period of time, I have learned that the signs are always there, but we as people choose to ignore them. And when we choose to ignore the signs, that's when we allow this evil to happen. So I encourage everyone today to look out for the signs, act on them, stop making the victim feel like they are in the wrong. Victims are survivors and they should be supported. All right. So, how do you think this experience has affected you, Ashley, throughout your adulthood and dealing with, different relationships and things of that nature?
Mm. For the longest, for instance, as I got older with my son's dad, with my daughter's dad, like yeah, I love you, but hey,
Right.
I don't want you to touch me in that way.
Right.
And they're thinking like, cause I wasn't always very vocal about it.
Mhm.
So as I'm sitting up here, I'm like, hey, I'm not comfortable with that. And it's normal to them,
Mhm.
but to me, I'm just like, hey, no, you're making me
Right.
feel very uneasy, and I don't like that. But I didn't wanna come out and say, like, and have nobody like, "Ooh, I don't wanna deal with her. That's what she
Mhm.
went through," and I just didn't know how they would feel about it.
Right.
And once I got to the point to where, hey, me and my son's dad, we're really, really close at this time, same just as me and my daughter's dad, once we got close and I opened my mouth and it made a lot of sense to them.
That's right. So you did inform them.
Yes, yes,
Good.
cause I felt like it
Good.
was only fair because
That's
I
right.
wasn't being mean, but I was just, like, kinda standoffish when it came time for, like, "Hey, I don't really want you under me.
Right.
Don't sleep under me, don't touch me in my sleep." Like, cause still to this day, I'm the same way.
Right.
That stuff sticks with you, like,
It
when I go to
does.
sleep, I don't care where I'm at, I have to have my door locked,
Mhm.
and my feet, I used to as a child before that started happening, I was the type, how everybody sometimes if you're asleep or you've been drinking, whatever, have a wild night, you sleeping with your legs all off and under the cover.
Right.
I don't do that.
That's right.
My legs have to be tucked
Mhm.
at all times.
I get
And
that.
if you come up touching my feet, touching my legs, I am gonna jump. And I'm more than likely gonna cuss your ass out because like, hey, don't do that.
That's right.
But me realizing like, hey, Ashley, you can't do that because what happened to you, that had nothing to do with them.
That's right.
Although they are aware now, like of what you experienced, growing up, it's hard for people to adjust, like, okay, she was molested as a child. So even though this is my woman, I can't come up and hug her from
Right.
behind or I can't kiss her or it's just certain things I can't do.
Right.
So yeah.
Well, when first of all, I appreciate the fact that you were honest with them and letting them know, even if not from the beginning, eventually you let them know what happened.
Mhm.
Because as you stated, they had nothing to do with that. They didn't know. So I feel like anyone that enters a relationship, whether they're male or female, they should be aware of what they're entering,
Mhm.
you know? So you are a survivor, Ashley, of sexual abuse. So you had a traumatic thing to happen to you. So it doesn't, like you said, it sticks with you. You can go to counseling, you can learn how to deal with it better, but it never leaves your mind. It never leaves. So when you have a mate or a partner, now as an adult, it's up to them if they really love you, Ashley. They're willing to work with you and help you heal. Do the things that it requires for you to maybe someday get past those insecurities. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I agree.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, oh my goodness. Well, what would you say has been the biggest thing to help you in your recovery journey?
Most importantly, praying and actually, I'm not gonna say like I was mad at God, but I'm just like, why did you allow that to happen to me? And you
Right.
knew
Mhm.
this was going to scar me for the rest of my life. So that's why I said not only am I I was a victim, but
Mhm.
when I got to the point to where I said, okay, this doesn't have to be my reality. I survived that
Absolutely.
situation. I didn't let that keep me down. I was like, some people have taken their lives due to situations like that.
Mhm.
Everybody doesn't have the strength to be able to come to. And then another thing, these, yes. My reason for everything, I have to keep going. I have to give them 100% because they didn't ask to be here.
That's right.
Yeah, they
That's
they didn't
right.
ask to be here, so I had to push forward and get myself. And I'm not gonna say 100% because that's too perfect, but
Mhm.
at least 96.
Yeah.
I act a little crazy sometimes. Hey, like shit, don't we all? But
No, we all
yeah.
do, honey. I tell you all the time how you remind me of Lil Candace, honey. Ooh, baby, cause honey, when I tell you, baby, we can go from 0 to 100 real
Absolutely.
quick,
Ain't no 50,
especially
65. It's either zero or
no,
it's 100. It's nothing else.
especially when concerning our babies.
Yes.
And my children are grown, but they are still my babies, and I'm
Hmm.
still coming. And I know for a fact, Ashley, you are an outstanding mother.
Thank you.
And I'm
Thank
so
you.
proud of the way you love your children and the way you take care of your children. That is outstanding. Because, a lot of victims or survivors, however they choose to identify, they don't always pick up and move like you did. They turn to drugs, like you stated earlier, suicidal thoughts,
Hmm.
attempts. Some have been successful, some have not. But you're different. You're strong, Ashley. You have a reason to be here. There's a purpose for you. Have you ever thought about what your purpose just may be here on this earth?
I truly feel, Miss Richardson,
Yes, ma'am.
that I am living in it right now.
Okay.
I'll say maybe my early 20s. My mom's a nurse. She's been a nurse my whole entire life. I'm about to be 30.
Yeah.
She's never had another job outside of nursing. I feel as though I was following in behind her footsteps, but you know what I do now?
Right.
Helping people who deal with
That's
substance
right.
abuse and severe mental health issues. That's my calling.
That's right.
And even though, like, you can do that in nursing as well, but what I do now is exactly what I know God called me to do.
That's right. And you're very good at what you do
And I
because you
thank you for that.
relate. You relate to people.
Yes,
You relate.
absolutely.
Uh-huh. And I've watched you work, and I've seen the difference in the look on their face before they walk into your office compared to the look on their face when they exit your office. You've given them hope, Ashley. And I'm so proud of you because you're just blossoming and you're just doing so well. I'm proud of you,
And I
girl.
thank
I'm
you.
proud
Like
of
you
you.
you tell me that every day.
Yeah.
We get together at work,
Yeah.
me, you, Eb, literally everybody in the office, Kels, Nick,
Yeah.
everybody. We are a family. We come
We
together,
are
we
a
talk, and
family.
you pour into everybody.
Mhm.
It's always some positivity. Like when I come into the office sometimes I be done got some horrible news.
You're right.
And
Right.
the moment that I come into your office, I'm like, everything is better now just because of what she said. I know it's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you have no idea. You don't even know
Well,
just how
thank you,
much you're helping
Ashley.
me. Literally, just with the crazy stuff you say that has me laughing. You can hear me all the way over on the other side of the building laughing. Like, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you yourself too. Like you make a huge difference. Like in everyone's life, you
Well,
do.
thank you. Thank you because I appreciate that, Ashley. Thank you. I really do. Because I'm a lover of people. I feel as if you can help somebody, help them. You know, um, I do not like to see people unhappy. I don't like to see people miserable. I have a gift where I can look in someone's eyes and I can tell that something is not right. So that's why I pour myself into those individuals, you know? Like when you walked in here this morning, Ashley, I looked in your eyes and I said, Lord, this heifer is nervous as I don't know what. How am I going to calm her down? But look at you now.
Yeah.
Look at
Yes.
you now. See?
Absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. So let's see, girl. I'm trying to say, you have just talked about so much already.
And I also want to kind of go back when you said basically kind of asking me what was, like, hey, what is my mission basically?
Yes.
And to have a voice for those, everybody doesn't have the strength to have a voice. Everybody don't have that. And sometimes you may have to be your next door neighbor's voice or somebody's voice. You don't even know this person. Give them the courage, like, hey, it's okay.
That's right.
Yeah, you don't have to sit back and sulk. It's okay. You'll never forget about it.
That's right.
But living with it and saying, hey, yeah, you stole something from me at that time, but hey, I bossed up and I got it back.
That absolutely. You readjusted your crown. You
Yeah.
remembered who you are.
Yes, ma'am.
Because see, a lot of victims / survivors, they look at themselves as if, oh, I'm no good. I've heard people say, I feel like no one's going to want me now because of this and blah, 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 blah. No, that is not true at all. You don't have to stay where you are.
Mm-hmm.
Take it and use it as a stepping stool to move forward. Like you're doing now, Ashley, in the job that you're doing. You're moving forward. You're helping people, which is actually helping you. It's a whole cycle. It's a healing process.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really thankful for that. I am. Who would you say some of the most important people have been in your recovery process?
It is so crazy because see, I feel like you be reading my mind sometimes because I was gonna let you, have the floor and I was gonna go straight into that. The people that I work with, you guys have no idea.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's been times I've come in, I have gotten bad news, or I might not be in the best mood, or I'm thinking about that,
Right.
or other things that I've gone through in the past. And when we can come in there, we can talk, we can laugh, and literally just be the blended family, that we are at work. That helps.
Right.
My best friend, no, we're not name dropping. My sister, my mom, like.
Mm-hmm.
Even with my my daughter's dad, I mean, just being honest, like it's so many people who have contributed, just giving kindness, just
That's
showing
right.
love, shit that's free of charge.
That's right.
Now, they're not going out spending no money. I'm not asking anybody for any gifts. Like the real love that I have surrounded by me, from work to home, and my children, yes, absolutely, yeah, wouldn't trade them for nothing in the world, no
That's
amount of
right.
money.
That's right. So how would you say other people can support those who have experienced things in their lives that are traumatic? I mean, I know that you said that like the office that we have, we're like a family, we
Mhm.
talk and everything like that. But are there any other ways you think that people can support people who have experienced horrible things in their lives, especially when it comes to sexual abuse and molestation?
When you opened up and you said it wasn't my fault, it doesn't matter how you dress. It don't matter how you present yourself. Nobody should ever feel like they have the right to take advantage of you.
Right.
A
Right.
child, adult, it doesn't matter. And supporting people by not blaming them for something because of the
Mhm.
way that they dressed.
Mm-hmm.
Checking in with people is important.
Mm-hmm.
Paying attention to them. Hey, like how you said, I can see the look in your eyes. If
Mhm.
somebody is if they're happy one day, then the next day they're not saying nothing, something is going on.
That's
Actually,
right.
having empathy and a heart and having compassion, like, hey, just ask, hey, are you okay today?
That's right.
Letting people
right.
know you are not alone. You are not by
Absolutely.
yourself. Like, and you don't
Absolutely.
allow anybody to make you feel as though you are nobody.
That's
I
right.
always feel like you matter. I always feel like you count and that your life has significant meaning. And that came from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. himself.
Okay, shout
Yes.
out.
Yes.
MLK Day, baby.
Yes. And it
Yes.
is Martin
Yeah,
Luther
it
King
is.
Day.
It
Yes,
is.
it
Yes.
is.
Yes. And one of his favorite, or most popular speeches was I Have a Dream.
Yeah.
Yeah. So today, Ashley, I have a dream, Ashley, that you're going to succeed in everything you set out to do. I have a dream, Ashley, that
What
you're
they
going to
say?
raise them children, honey. And you're going to give them everything they need, not only materialistic, wise, but
Mhm.
also emotionally, spiritually, physically. You hug them, you kiss them, you tell them you love them daily. Yeah, I have a dream, Ashley, that the words that you have spoken here today have helped somebody. I have a dream, Ashley, that you are going to be bigger than what you ever even imagined. I'm so proud of you,
Thank
Ashley.
you, thank you.
And I
Oh, I'm trying
love
not to
you,
cry, and I
Ashley.
absolutely love you too.
Yes,
And I will
yes.
tell anybody that will listen. Like I haven't met a lot of people, but I have met a lot of people in my life.
Mm-hmm.
But you can meet somebody, and you can have 3 to 4 encounters with them,
Yeah,
and they will leave a mark
absolutely.
that people you've known your whole entire life have
That's
never
right.
left.
That's
And
right.
that's you.
Mm.
That's you.
Yeah. Thank
Absolutely.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I know I have met one of your sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's my friend, girl.
Yeah.
That's my friend. Lord
Yeah.
have mercy. But when I first met her, I saw it in her eyes too. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So, and I won't get into details about all of that, but actually, you have a huge support system, whether you know it or not. Girl, you do, honey. And as long as you have Candace on your team, baby, you ain't got to worry about nothing else, baby. You hear
Yeah.
me? Honey,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
got you, boo. I
Yes,
have
ma'am.
you. So, what are you doing to prevent these same types of things from happening to your children? Let's talk, Ashley, girl. What are you doing, girl? Do you allow them to spend the night other places?
They go with so they don't have the same dad.
Okay.
My son, his Mimi, they have been in his life, like his dad, his Mimi, all of
Yes.
them, they've been in his life since day one.
Uh-huh.
My daughter, her dad does not miss a beat. He's
Right.
been there since day one. They're going there.
That's good.
They're with me.
Uh-huh.
They may go to my sister's.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going anywhere else.
I understand
Nowhere.
that. Right.
The sleeping over at friend's house, y'all can come to our house,
That's right.
but they not stepping foot through your door.
Girl, I was the same way.
They're not.
I was the same
They're
way. And
not.
I had 2 boys.
Mhm.
But sexual abuse can happen to boys as
Anybody.
well, to anybody.
Anybody. Yes.
Yeah.
It's not just women.
It's not
It happens
just
to males
women.
as well. Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I'm not even gonna lie. Sometimes I just kind of sit back. It may be crazy, but whatever. I am crazy sometimes. I have sat back and played scenarios in my head before. Lord, what would I'm
Yeah.
not asking no questions.
Right.
Oops.
Honey.
That's it. And I know their dads are literally the same
That's
way.
right. That's
the
right.
same exact way.
That's right. And that's a good thing.
Yeah. And I'm very careful. I'm very cautious. I'm very protective of them. Yeah, because I'm no understanding
That's right.
at all.
That's right. That's right. I love that, Ashley. I really do. I mean, although I raised 2 boys, like we said, abuse can happen to anyone. Anyone. But I remember one story, honey. My oldest son, he was probably about 8 or 9, and he and Aiden, younger brother, girl, they would ride the bus to my parents' house after school, because it was easier. They were retired,
Mm-hmm.
didn't have to go no after school care or anything, so they rode the bus from school to my parents' home. Well, one day, baby, Aiden came home, but Anthony didn't. The oldest one didn't.
Uh-oh.
Baby, look at him. My heart stopped, girl. Baby, I went up to that school and acted the biggest fool. And then next thing I know, I called his daddy, baby. We were divorced at the time. But baby, he came running too. And come to find out, it was a substitute bus driver who wasn't familiar with the stops.
Mm-hmm.
But my son told him, this is the house right here. But he kept going. He didn't want to listen to my son. So, girl, it was like almost 2 hours after school before that bus driver and my son got back to that school. And when I tell you, girl, I questioned my son and his daddy questioned that man right in front of him. Girl, in front of
Absolutely.
everybody. Did you touch my son? What's going on? Because it's at this point, baby, right now, me and daddy both finna drop your ass.
Yes. And I'm not gonna be, and I'll sit here and wait for the police to get here.
Baby, I'll take that charge in a minute, honey. Yeah. Come to find out, there was a aide on the bus as well. So they were not on there alone. And everything turned out fine. He was just a substitute and just, missed the deal. But girl, that was the closest that I have ever experienced to even thinking that someone may have been hurting my child. And the way I reacted, Ashley, was, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Girl.
As you should, because maybe, and I'm not speaking on anybody who does not have children, but
Right.
sometimes people think when you go into situations like that,
Yeah.
oh, be calm. No,
No, baby. Calm is out the window.
out the window.
No, yeah, calm. Because Ashley, I have talked to you a lot about the difference between responding and replying.
Yes, you
Ashley,
have.
on something like that, all that shit go out the window, baby.
Absolutely.
We gonna react. You hear me?
And people think because you're so nice, you're so sweet. That's what people think of me. Oh,
Yes.
the nice, sweet, pretty girl.
Uh-huh.
Oh, she's goofy, she's sweet. I say to anybody that will listen, if you want to fight me, just anything about my kids, you got it. You got it. And I'm going to give you what you're asking for every single time.
That's
I'm
right.
going to give you that.
That's
I
right.
am.
That's right, baby. And I've said it since the moment I birthed my boys and I held them in my arms for the first time. The thoughts that came through my mind and said, I will kill behind you. You are mine. God bless me with you. I'm protecting you from any and everything.
Absolutely.
And to this day, I still feel that way.
Yes.
Still feel that way, baby. So yeah, is there anything else, Ashley, you would like to say?
It is something, and it's really big. So
Let's
I should
talk.
have, mentioned it before.
It's okay.
But before I dealt with that, I didn't deal with the situation. I had to deal with the
Right.
situation. I was running from it.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I was 14 years old. I took a whole bottle of migraine Exergen pills
Mm-hmm.
because I'm just like, my dad's not around. What did I do, for you to
Right.
not want me? This man, and at this time, I mean, that was still fresh. That was still new to me. I was still, going to see a therapist, stuff like that. That really changed my life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it changed my life when I was younger now. I didn't want to live.
Mm-hmm.
I was just existing. I was scared to go to sleep at night. I was scared, okay, dang, is my brother gonna do it? Is this person gonna do it?
You had no
Yes.
trust for anyone.
And I remember I woke up at St. Michael. They had to pump my stomach. I had to drink this black stuff. And I can just remember that car ride home was the worst. I had motion sickness. I threw up all over my mom's backseat. But I didn't even care because I was disappointed that it didn't work. But the reason why, because God saw, sometimes, when he's taking you through, even at the young age that I was, because he knew that I was strong enough to get through that.
Mm-hmm.
So at that time, I'm just like, I don't want to live, like I'm tired of this. I'm so depressed. I felt as though my life was over at the age of 14 years old. I felt like, and when you get to that point to where you're so low, you feel so defeated that you don't have the privilege to live.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like,
That's
no.
heartbreaking.
Yes. And
Very.
I'm still a kid at this time.
That's right.
And it was so hard for me to get over that. But then 2019, something else happened. I had to deal with it and I faced it head on.
Mm-hmm.
And I was sitting back quiet when I'm going to my little groups. I'm not saying nothing. I opened my mouth the one time. They had me the leader of every time we came in there, they wanted me to lead. I had everybody in there crying and they said, why have you been quiet? You have a story to tell.
That's right.
And sometimes your testimony is just that testimony that helps somebody that you literally don't even know.
Absolutely.
So yeah, you got some people who, if you try to commit suicide, like that's stupid. You have not walked in their shoes. So how dare you open your mouth?
Absolutely.
And I'm not judging nobody. I'm not trying to, you can't say this. You can't feel that way. But I've been so low to where I felt like, God, I cannot do this by myself. I can't.
Yeah.
And once I dealt with that in 2019, I've had my good days. I've had my bad. But now I'm like, it's nothing I cannot get through.
That's right.
Because everything that I went through, it made me the person, the woman, the mother that I am today.
Absolutely.
It did.
Speak,
So,
girl.
yeah.
Speak, girl.
Period. That take you to church.
Yes, honey, speak. Ooh, Ashley. So at 14,
At 14 years old, 14.
you were so deep down with that's depression.
Yes.
When you start having, I tell everyone, if anyone has a suicidal thought, that's enough of a reason to step in
Mm-hmm.
and get them some assistance or something to that effect. Because suicidal thoughts lead to suicidal attempts.
Yes. Yep.
And so, was there anything specific that set you off that day that you took those pills, said, you know what? I'm ending my life. I can't do this anymore. Other than, I mean, I know you had gone through the molestation, but was there anything, at that moment at 14?
My dad, people who grow up in a 2-parent household, they don't realize how hard that is. I tried. I'm the child. I have no business chasing in behind you.
Right.
You stood me up birthdays, graduations, dances. I'm waiting on you. And that episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, like, why does he not want me? Even still to this day, I watch that and I cry.
Boy, that's a powerful scene.
Because my mom, she's all I've ever had in my siblings.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. My dad was never around. I'll blow your phone up, I'll call you, and that was eating at me. And I remember we was sitting at my grandparents' house in Domino, and we was sitting out on this little bench that they had out there, and I told him. He didn't react like, oh, I'm finna find. The way that a dad, I would expect for a dad to react, I didn't know that happened. You didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
You did not care.
Mm-hmm.
You are the same man who on July the 25th of 2015 had the sheriff serve me with a restraining order at my baby shower. Just because you were invited. You the same man. You're the same man who did that. So it was just a lot that I was dealing with at that time. And I wasn't vocal about it. I was keeping everything on the inside. Everybody I've always been goofy. I'm laughing, I'm smiling. So everybody assumed I was happy until they clearly saw that I really wasn't.
Right.
Yeah.
Throughout this whole interview, you may not realize it, but you have mentioned your dad so many times. That's a clue to me that it's a void in your life. Do you want a relationship with your dad?
I would love a relationship with my dad.
But he's just not willing.
No. And he tries, even now, he tries to put that on me. Oh, well, I've tried to talk to you, but you specifically told me the reason now, I don't know how true it is that you weren't around because your wife didn't want you around.
Well, that's, girl, what type of wife is that?
Yes. Because if you can't love something that you birthed or help bring into this world, you could never truly love me.
I asked the question, what type of wife is that? But then I also have to say, what type of father are you to allow anyone
to dictate?
Not
another woman, but your child.
Your child?
The only girl that you have?
Unacceptable.
Yeah.
Unacceptable.
And he doesn't realize just how bad, he really did me, like how much that scarred me.
Mm-hmm.
I've, dealt with some guys before were no good, but I didn't know how a man was supposed to treat you because I never had that.
That's right.
So you got some women just off rip, like, shit, nah, my daddy gonna do that for me. My daddy treated me like this.
Right.
He set the standard high as he should have.
Oh, girl.
I never had that.
Mm-hmm.
I never had it.
I get it.
And then you want to make a comment here sometime last year, oh, you can't keep me away from my grandkids. Says who?
Right.
Says who? Those are my kids.
That's right.
No, the way you play with me, like I was some woman that you would string along instead of your child, you would never get the chance to play with my kids like that.
That's right.
So when I did that at 14, it was that situation. It was other, little things that might have been going on at home, not really having certain things, as other kids did. Mm-hmm. Not having that. My mom, single parent, she's doing the best that she can. And also just how he sat back and would just watch us struggle.
Mm-hmm. And not offer.
Never.
Not do anything.
Never.
Yeah. it's crazy because I know that's your dad, so which is your parent, but at that moment, Ashley, you should have started. I mean, I can't tell you what you should have
Mhm.
done, but for me, it seems as if I would have fuck this nigga, man. I don't chase anybody, nobody. Sometimes you just have to realize, Ashley, and accept the fact that he wasn't meant to be in your life.
Absolutely.
And there's a reason for that. You may not ever understand it,
Mhm.
but you said that you are really big in your faith. So you have to trust and believe that God is working on your behalf. So you may have wanted him there, but him being there may have caused you more damage than what you already had.
And I've thought about that before too.
Absolutely. So just, you just have to kind of look at things both
Mhm.
ways, you know. Um, but I also understand because I was blessed. I had a good father. I didn't want I didn't have to want for anything. I knew that when I got home, I knew I was gonna have food on the table. I knew I was gonna have clothes, you know. I knew that I would have a house over my head. I didn't have to worry about any of that. My father was the only man that I've ever been able to trust in my whole life. He's the only man that has never let me down.
Mhm.
I'm thankful that I was able to experience that. I'm sad that you did not. However, like I said earlier, everything happens for a reason, Ashley. Everything happens for a reason. I truly believe that because you're an obedient person. And when I say obedient, I mean you're obedient to um, what God says.
Mhm.
You're obedient to being a mother, putting your children first, your job. So I don't believe that God is going to bring you this far just to leave you. He's going to give you that void that you've been waiting for. It may not be with your father,
Mhm.
but he's going to fill that void, and it's going to be better than what you ever imagined. Yeah. So you just hold on to that. Okay?
I reached out to him. Um, I don't know, maybe like it was the end of last year sometime. And I, just let him know I'm not gonna disrespect you because you're not even worth that. I'm not gonna
Right.
lie. In the past, I have,
Right.
I have, because I'm like the nerve of you, saying certain things
Exactly.
to me when
Right.
you abandoned me.
Mm-hmm.
But when someone abandons you, that's not your, especially a parent. That's not your fault. Something's wrong with them.
That's
And I
right.
said I've come to terms, like in Jeremiah 29:11, he said he had a plan. So when I was in the womb, he already knew that you weren't going to be a part of my life
Mm.
anyway. He
Mm.
knew this already.
Mm-hmm.
So me just accepting it, sometimes we have to accept the things that we cannot change.
Absolutely.
He has never been a part of my life,
Mm-hmm.
and I
Mm-hmm.
have got through just fine
Yes, exactly.
without him. And who's to
Exactly.
say it's no telling how it would be if he was in my life.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying,
So
Ashley.
wanting that, like I said, just wanting to know what that feels like, just for your dad to be in your
Yeah.
life.
I get it.
But
Ashley, I
yeah, you're
get
not.
it. I get it. That's every little girl's dream. Is to have their daddy, to sit on your daddy's lap, let daddy do this, daddy do that. And but it doesn't happen for everybody.
It doesn't.
It does not. That doesn't mean anything is wrong with you. You just
Mhm.
stated that earlier. Something's wrong with him.
Right.
Yeah, he missed out on a wonderful, beautiful daughter. He missed out, girl. Huh. So yeah.
Yeah. Once I came to terms with everybody doesn't, well, every woman,
Mm-hmm.
girl, whatever, is not going to be the daddy's girl.
That's right.
Hey, some people are in love with their papa, their
That's
mom, so
right. That's
yes,
right. That's
like, and
right.
I'm a mama's girl. I'm a sister's girl.
Yes, you
Yeah,
are. You are.
absolutely. So, yeah, once I actually accepted, like, hey, it was never meant, because I've had to chase after this man.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when he was with my mom, they separated when I was 2. I don't remember anything from that.
Right.
I don't remember this great dad that my mom tells me that he was. I only remember what I remember,
Mm-hmm.
and lies and hurt and things that I didn't deserve,
Mm-hmm.
only because I wanted you to be there. I wasn't asking you for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then once I finally just dealt with that too and let that go, I was like, hey, okay. And I'm not going to lie and say I'm fully healed from that,
Mhm.
but I'm way healed than I ever thought I would be.
Absolutely. You've made a lot of progress.
Yes, ma'am.
A lot of progress. So that lets me know that, and to those out there watching now, mental health is very important. Very important. And especially people within our community,
Mhm.
we run from it. We run from mental health, girl. Nobody wants to go talk to anybody. Nobody wants to go see anybody, but it is needed a lot of the times. It's
Yes.
needed.
Absolutely.
And I can already tell that, counseling has been a major part of your healing process. So, and then coming to work while I'm working, of course, girl. So anyway, Ashley, I just want to thank you for coming on today and being so transparent and sharing your story. You are absolutely wonderful. And just remember, like I said, I'm always here for you. You're never alone. And it's not your fault. Not your fault, Ashley. You, I believe, are an angel here on earth.
Oh.
You are. You're an angel here on earth. That's why your suicide attempt was unsuccessful. You're here to do more. If it's just a smile at somebody, I tell everybody sometimes a smile can make the whole difference in someone's day.
Absolutely.
A hug. How are you doing today? Everyone is going through something.
Mhm.
So continue your positive attitude, Ashley. Continue striving to be the best person that Ashley can be.
Mhm.
And never forget, honey, that you are the prize.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
so
you.
welcome.
Thank you.
God be with you. God